All right, now I'm gonna hit on oil. Uh, if you guys are watching this, so nice failure at pie on the Russell. Day trade came in a little bit day trade short, just adding to it. Either we're gonna make a higher low, or this is gonna break back down and head towards some of the lows from yesterday. So I'm kind of waiting and seeing. I bought some Nasdaq here, sold it out on that pop. I just nibbled back a little bit on the Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, I'm kind of just before I do this oil update, I'm just watch these lows here, guys. For those of you that are on my team, that if you're a little bit long Nasdaq, I'm watching this, but I'm keeping that small because I'd rather add to this Russell if we're going to start to break down here into the open. I'm going to keep this Russell short bigger than this Nasdaq long. So it's maybe setting up the opposite of yesterday. Okay, oil, WTI. Energy and inflation and oil, we've liked commodities for the last couple of months. So it's been the right place to be as long crude or long XLE, just again, the energy space in general. Nothing but higher lows coming off of this bottoming tail of September, October. The Fed pivoted. And a lot of times that happens, guys. Anytime the Fed pivots to dovish, you're going to get that kind of reflationary bounce, and oil will trade well. So that's what we've had. Now, that said, from 52 to 64, and then you get a headline like the Iran news. I mean, that feels a little bit like buy the rumor, sell the news to me into 64. But at the same time, does Iran retaliate? Maybe you get another push. I mean, anything's possible, but this is still in an uptrend. So you look at the direction of your 8 on the daily. That gives you the underlying intermediate term trend, which is bullish. I guess we could step back and look at the long-term cycles. Let me get rid of all this crap. So there's been several deflationary, inflation. The way people classify inflation is so convoluted, but I like to think of it as when you have growth slowing and inflation really coming off. I'm going to short more Russell here. I'm going to try to lean on this short Russell. I look at it like this: when you have periods where the Fed is dovish, you get down dollar. That's inflationary. Okay, right? Bernanke was a great example of that. Whether he was twisting the curve or just all the stuff he was doing to get the dollar down, gold ripped. But that was also with the commodities upcycle with the business cycle, the ECM that peaked in 2011. When we've had these deflationary moves, granted, 2008 was a mega deflationary move, growth slowing and just commodities getting smoked, and just deflation in general. We've had a couple bouts of that coming out of kind of 15, 16, and then most recently here in 2018. You can see that in the oil price longer term. These two spots, we've had those deflationary moves here. And then here most recently was pretty big. This was I don't know, this move here looked like maybe you were going to break back to these lows, and didn't happen. But point being, since the Fed pivoted and basically shit its pants into the worst December in the history of Decembers, when they finally realized that they over tightened and growth was really slowing, they panicked. We've had this reflationary bounce, and I think most of that reflationary move probably played itself out. And that's just going to be a matter of timing before the next deflationary wave, which I think is going to get you with oil back below 50. But we could continue to push. I mean, this could obviously extend into the 70 handle. Everybody was getting a little excited about 80. A lot of calls, people saying 80, 84 targets, or however they came up with 84. And then that was right before the economy crashed again, basically. So I think this monthly cycle, it kind of is setting up like if you guys look in the dollar video, there's room for this to continue higher, dollar down for a little bit further also, maybe into this first quarter. But I think you got to be thinking another deflationary wave, growth slowing. If we were to revisit these levels, you got this level here is like 69. You got 200, which everybody's going to have on the monthly. But anyway, there's room for that monthly cycle to come up on oil. The weekly, you got plenty of resistance basically here right at the market. Underlying intermediate term uptrend into some overhead longer term resistance. If you get above 64, 65, that leaves, there's plenty of room for retest to 74, 75. The weekly cycle is actually not that favorable coming into this week. It's actually looks to be down. This was a 4-week move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is a big count. 8.6 is a very cyclical derivative of pi, really. The 8.6 count. The business cycle is 8.6 years. So what the key to look for is if we're going to, I just am having a hard time getting bearish oil. I would be bearish oil just on growth alone, but with everything going on in the Middle East, which we've been highlighting for 18 months, is really, that's been a bull trend. Everything that we've been doing with Iran has been in a bull trend. So I didn't think that would go away. I still don't think it goes away. And then the Fed's still within the midst of this dovish pivot, and they're going to have to probably get more dovish. So I'm not necessarily sure that the dollar's bottomed out just yet. So until that happens, I'm just not going to be, you're not going to get me really bearish on oil. But this cycle is down. So we've had a 8-week rally. We could easily pull back for a couple weeks. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be using that to probably play it on the long side. So there's our intermediate term uptrend. Pretty obvious. You had there's a lot of alpha, a lot of money to be made if you were long oil the last 6 months. It was one of the best places to be. So I want to continue to play that. I just not as bullish as we were. And you've had a good move already. So you got to kind of pick your spots. 4-hour cycle is pretty good. We bought the dip yesterday. Didn't really go that far. We actually held high here last night. I caught a little bit of this move. I didn't hold it into the new high. Oh, sorry. This was us yesterday right in here. So we can watch that intraday. If you get above this pivot, 63, maybe it'll run. Maybe we slide back to 62. I'm just going to try to time this near-term stuff up with the 30-minute cycle for the large part. It's pretty mixed and sideways this morning. Maybe we need to revisit kind of 61. That's our daily cycle. Daily cycle turned back up. Your 8's kind of right around 62. Definitely overbought here, though, into that news headline. So I'm still a better buyer, just a lighter, more patient approach. All right, that does it for oil. I'm going to jump on a call, and then we'll be trading the open on our prop team. Hope you guys have a great day. Good luck out there.